From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Friday, September the 25th, 2020. Israel went under new lockdown restrictions this afternoon in a continued effort to fight the rising number of coronavirus cases in the country. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu tweeted, due to the sharp increase in coronavirus morbidity in Israel, we decided today on necessary measures to save lives. These lockdown measures are not easy, but saving lives takes precedence over everything. The lockdown is set to last 2 weeks over Yom Kippur and the festival of Sukkot. The restrictions, which are similar to those set into place on the eve of the Jewish New Year, Rosh Hashanah, are a bit stricter, with most businesses closed and residents allowed just over half a mile from their homes, except for approved reasons. And due to the increase in COVID-19 cases in Israel, Rambam Healthcare Campus opened the largest coronavirus treatment center in the country today, with patients being hospitalized in a fortified underground emergency hospital with 770 beds. The underground facility was built in 2014 in the event of biological, chemical, and conventional attacks. Well, now it's been repurposed to deal with the pandemic. The hospital's general director, Dr. Michael Halbertal, said Rambam is world-renowned for its expertise in trauma and mass casualty situations, and our experience in successfully handling these scenarios has helped to ensure our readiness for the current national emergency. Well, the Jewish Democratic Council of America responded to remarks made last week by President Trump at a campaign rally in Minnesota, where he spoke about having good genes.
You have good genes, you know that, right? You have good genes. A lot of it's about the genes, isn't it? Don't you believe? The racehorse theory, you think we're so different? You have good genes in Minnesota.
Executive Director of the JDCA, Haley Seufert, tweeted, again, Trump speaks about having good genes. He mentioned the racehorse theory and coupled it with a racist rant against refugees. This, she wrote, is eugenics. It was used by Nazis to justify genocide. Today, it's used by white nationalists and apparently the President of the United States to justify hate. As far as we can tell, no other Jewish organization has commented on Trump's genes remarks. Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas addressed the United Nations General Assembly today in a pre-recorded video message to the mostly virtual event. Abbas criticized the Abraham Accords, the normalization deals signed between Israel, the United Arab Emirates, and Bahrain, though in a more restrained manner than previously, saying that they were a violation of the Arab Peace Initiative. Bahrain's leader, King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, had his pre-recorded address to the UN screened yesterday, where he defended his country's normalizing ties with Israel, also calling for intensified efforts to end the Palestinian-Israeli conflict in accordance with the two-state solution. Abbas, by the way, also said in his address, as we reported to you yesterday, that the Palestinians were preparing to hold general elections at all levels for the first time since 2006. A time capsule from the 1870s was found at the site of a former Spanish and Portuguese synagogue in England. The Guardian reports that construction workers found the glass jar in a wall of what was the Cheetham Hill Synagogue and is now the Manchester Jewish Museum. In the capsule were newspapers and synagogue documents and some coins, which will now go on display at the museum, which is currently undergoing renovations with plans to reopen next spring. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Friday, September the 25th. Live Shabbat services are coming up at 6 o'clock from Central Synagogue, followed by Kabbalat Shabbat services from the Hampton Synagogue. Then at 8, it's the film Brothers, about the clash of two brothers in Israel, one religious, the other secular. At 10, a concert from Hazamir in Kfar Saba. Then a replay of the Hampton Synagogue services, followed by a replay of the services from Central Synagogue. And coming up next, a look at this week's Torah portion. And a programming note for you for Yom Kippur, the Jewish Day of Atonement. JBS will broadcast services for you Sunday, September the 27th, beginning at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, with Orthodox Kol Nidre services from the Hampton Synagogue. Then at 8 Eastern, Reform Kol Nidre services from Central Synagogue, and at 9:30 Eastern, Conservative Kol Nidre services from Sinai Temple. Then on Monday, September the 28th at 9 a.m. Eastern, Orthodox Yom Kippur services from the Hampton Synagogue. At 10:30 Eastern, Reform Yom Kippur services from Central Synagogue. And 2 p.m. Eastern, it's Conservative Yom Kippur services from Sinai Temple. Then at 4 p.m. Eastern, Reform Yizkor Ne'ilah services from Central Synagogue. And at 6:30 Eastern, Orthodox Yizkor Ne'ilah services from the Hampton Synagogue. Wishing you a safe and easy fast. I'm Teisha Bader. I will be back with the JBS News Update after Yom Kippur on Tuesday. Shabbat Shalom, stay healthy, stay well, and Gemar Chatima Tova.